Good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 31st, our second day of distance learning. Today's objective, student will be able to complete questions 5 through 8 found in Science Packet Week 1 with annotations and evidence. Today we're going to talk about food webs. Our mini lesson will be about food webs and the key points are: the sun provides energy that flows through food chains and food webs. Wherever the arrow goes, the energy flows. Food chains. A food chain is a path of energy transferred from one organism to another. The arrow means is food for, is energy for. For example, I have 3 food chains here. I would say that the corn is food for the rat. The corn is energy for the rat. The rat is food for the owl. The rat is energy for the owl. And the same thing would be for the second and the third food chain. Something that I notice here is that the sun is missing. The sun will have to be added here. Next, I want you to draw this energy pyramid in a sheet of paper. We're going to be filling this out throughout to make sure that we know how the transfer of energy goes. And we're going to start with the sun. Remember we said that the sun is the primary source of energy. Therefore, at the very bottom of our pyramid, we're going to write the sun is a primary source of energy. Like this. You write the sun is primary source of energy. The sun then transfers that energy to the producers. The producers are those organisms that can make their own food using photosynthesis. The producers then transfer that energy to primary consumers. Primary consumers are those animals that eat first, such as rabbits, cows, horses. In other words, they eat plants only. Then those primary consumers transfer their energy to secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are those organisms that eat meat only, carnivores. Then the secondary consumers transfer their energy to the tertiary consumer. If any of these animals dies, then the decomposers will come and break down the dead matter. I write it down. Decomposers break down dead matter. And those nutrients that they break down, they return it to the soil, which is good because then the producers can grow again with the nutrients from that soil. Here's an example of a food chain. I see that the sun is at the beginning of my food chain because it is the primary source of energy. The energy of the sun then goes to the producers. The energy of the producer then goes to the grasshopper, which is a consumer. The energy of the consumer goes to the frog, which is a consumer as well. The energy of this consumer goes to the snake. The energy of the snake goes to the eagle. What I do next is I will circle one of the arrows to make sure I write down and that I know what the arrow means. Arrow means energy for, food for. And I also put a note here that there's a component missing. The decomposer is missing. So I just write it down to make sure that I know, that I show that I know that the decomposer is missing. Now go to question 7 from packet week 1. Find this question. What I'm going to do is model for you the kinds of questions you should be asking yourself and the kind of annotations that you should be writing in order to answer a question about food webs. The first thing I do is I read the question to myself. Which of the following could be included in a food web that has a fox, a rabbit, grass, and carrot plants? When I read, I'll underline because that's what I need to do to answer. Next, I'll circle important words such as food web, fox, rabbit, grass, and carrots. I'll also put here that a fox is a consumer. I'm going to write letter C for consumer. A rabbit eats. It's a consumer. C. Grass, they make their own food using the sunlight. So I'm going to write P for producer. Carrots are also producers. I'm going to write the letter P for producer. I'm going to draw my food web. Grass and carrots are energy for the rabbit. Rabbit is energy for the fox. Now I'm going to read my answer choices and see which of the following can be included in my food web. A. Can soil give energy to any of these organisms? No. Soil cannot give energy to the grass, the carrot, rabbit, or the fox. B. River. Can the river give energy to any of these organisms? No. C. Can the rain give energy to any of these organisms? No. Can the sun give energy to any of these organisms? Yes. The sun is actually the primary source of energy, the original source of energy. The sun will give the energy to the grass and the carrot. The last thing I'm going to do before I answer my question, I'm going to write down my how do you know? The answer is D, because the sun can be added to the food chain, because the sun can transfer its energy to the grass and the carrot. Now it's your turn. Go to question 8 and follow the steps that I just did. Make sure to make your annotations, to draw your food chain. Make sure to do your energy pyramid as well. After you're done completing question 8, I want you to do questions 5 and 6. They are not about food chains and food webs, but they are STAR prep practice. After you're done with that, you can go ahead and do your online assignment and your quiz. Thank you.